Right now, as I speak to you all, I am having a tough time. How did this happen? How is it that we as believers are extremely passionate and zealous for God's will, only for the fire to suddenly die out? I lack happiness. I deal with hesitation to do the things of God, and recently, I just hate being a human. Dealing with the responsibilities of life really does take a toll on me physically and emotionally. So we all heard of this, right?
I know your deeds, that you're neither cold nor hot. I wish you were either one or the other. So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth.
So, most Christians agree that to be lukewarm is really about straddling the fence, claiming to live for God, but in actuality, they're living for themselves, or they're trying to use God to get something out from Him. As far as hot goes, it's simple. You're zealous, passionate, eager, and full of happiness to the things of God. But you also have cold, that is, obligation, rebellion, indifference, or just simply a lack of joy when it comes to accomplishing God's will. Now clearly, Jesus Christ commands that we are either hot or cold. But what if I were to say that being cold for God doesn't necessarily mean that you are rebellious against the things of God? Just think about the number of times where you absolutely did not feel like following God's will. Now, if you deny this, you're either lying or a time is coming when this actually happens. Believe me, we're all going to have dry seasons, days where we just don't care about eternal matters, and we force ourselves to do God's will. Now, for the longest time, I've been lukewarm. From summer 2021 to summer 2022, I've been on fire for Jesus. Later in 2022, up until later of that year, I've gone through a dry spell. I had thoughts and doubts regarding to the things of God. Or you could just say that I was cold. Eventually, I ended up hot again from late 2022 to mid-2023. But then, I fell into a lukewarm state briefly in summer of 2023. As of late August of this year, 2023, I've fallen out of this lukewarm state, but I'm not exactly hot. If anything, I would still be cold. Remember how I said I wish I wasn't a human? Well, recently, I have just stopped appreciating existing. A few weeks back, I made a video regarding to my current struggle to suppressing my sexual desires, and for a while, it's resulted in me feeling bitter, frustrated, angry, and just questioning towards God. I expressed my frustration many times to Him about this subject. It's actually been the main reason why I have bad days between me and Him. As cold as I was regarding to how I thought God was treating me, I didn't find myself running away from God in rebellion. Now, there were some very bad and brief moments, but never a prolonged period of just blank rebellion. On the contrary, I forced myself to follow God's will. I continued to ask God to show me how He wants to use me every day. And now here I am making this video. The point is this: I'm having a tough time, and believe me, we're all going to have times where it feels like we are forcing ourselves to follow God, yet seemingly not have any love towards Him. But the core message is this: we can choose how we respond to these moments.